Official broadcast home of the Buffalo Bills. This is a News 8 AFC Championship Special Edition.
It is. Good morning, and let's get it out there early. Go Bills. Thanks for joining us for this News 8 Weekend Special Edition. I'm Mark Ruba.
Yeah, you can feel the energy around here. I'm Leah Lando. We're just hours away from kickoff of the AFC Championship game. The Buffalo Bills in Kansas City ready to take on Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, and the stakes couldn't be higher.
Well, they could be a little higher.
Yeah, I guess
it could be the Super Bowl, but we'll get to that in a minute. It has been a week for Bills fans. They will not forget soon.
Soon, fans from both sides will be filling Arrowhead Stadium. We have team coverage for you on today's big game. Alexa Ross will join us in a bit, but first, we head to Kansas City, where we find sports director Thad Brown, who spoke with Bills' Deion Dawkins and Harrison Phillips ahead of tonight's big game.
The Bills are fortunate in that although many of their players are new to a game on this stage and on this level, they do have plenty of guys who have been to conference championships. And not just any players either, team leaders, guys like Micah Hyde and Stefon Diggs. They've done a good job of making sure to keep this game in its proper perspective. And it's not that the Bills want to ignore or play down the stakes for this AFC Championship. It's that letting this game become too big can become a problem.
If I jump into it like, oh my God, this is the AFC Championship, then like sometimes like your mind can go out of space, but it's just our next game with just a little bit more glitter.
Sean and Brandon brought the right people in here who are hungry and driven, and you know, I haven't heard anybody in the locker room talking about the money we get for the game or the cool perks. It's all about winning and bringing a championship here.
Micah Hyde added that it's actually kind of good that some of the young players, quote, don't know what they don't know, that they can't fully digest the magnitude of this AFC Championship. But he added, quote, I think you need that veteran presence, and I think it's good that we have that. With the Bills report at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, I'm Thad Brown. Back to you.
All right, Thad, thank you very much. There were certainly a lot of factors that brought the Bills to this point. One of them, of course, and perhaps the greatest, quarterback Josh Allen.
He's been a little bit good this year, hasn't he? No denying he has been at a superstar level. It may not be a surprise that Allen has always been an overachiever. Scott Bemis has a look back at Allen before the NFL.
Josh Allen's roots are in the small farming town of Firebaugh in Central California.
Firebaugh is truly blessed to have Josh, and I know Josh is their icon guy.
Growing up, he was good at pretty much every sport he tried, even excelling in the pool.
That kid was a star in everything. He goes out there and swims, and he kills everybody. Hey, that's an athlete. After that, I'm going to pay attention to that kid.
I used to always send kids to go back home and draw plays up so they could learn the game a lot more and be into it. With Josh himself, he would come back with 5, 6, 7, 8 plays. Next thing you know, those plays were being put in their playbook.
Allen entered Firebaugh High School as a skinny freshman, but in that first year, he quickly attracted the attention of the football coaches.
At first, you know, him saying he wanted to be a quarterback, it was kind of like, wow, you're kind of small, you know, and all the coaches talked about it. And after watching him throw the football one day, I told the coaches, hey, man, this is going to be your quarterback.
Josh would end up being a 3-sport star at Firebaugh and a model student on campus.
Whether it's ASB, student body, ag, FFA, he was always trying to serve the rest of the kids in a leadership capacity.
He threw for 59 touchdowns in 2 years as the Eagles starter, leading his team to a school record 10 wins as a senior. But even though he grew to 6'3" that year, he was a little undersized and certainly underexposed, so he didn't have a single scholarship offer.
It's hard coming from a small town, getting recognized, you know. And, you know, he went the route to a JC.
Which took him to Reedley Junior College, about an hour from Firebaugh.
I think the craziest thing I've ever saw him do wasn't in a game, but it was definitely in practice. He threw a ball about 80 yards. And, you know, he's a 17, 18-year-old kid.
With the athletic Allen now checking in at around 6'5" and 205 pounds, Josh accounted for 36 total touchdowns, while starting only the last 6 games in what turned out to be his only season playing for Reedley.
We thought he was definitely going to be a Division I guy.
Surprisingly, though, Allen's eye-popping potential still remained hidden to most college recruiters. But Wyoming did take notice, and Josh signed with the Cowboys, one of only 2 scholarship offers he had on the table.
It was like the dominoes were falling in place, and it just, you know, it's almost like it was meant to be.
And from there, Josh really took off. leading Wyoming to 2 straight 8-win seasons before becoming the 7th overall pick of the Bills in the 2018 draft, where he'd fully complete the transformation from a small-town kid into a big-time star.
Stays healthy, keeps working like he does, and be watching him put on a gold jacket one of these days.
Scott Bemis reporting there. Quite the story. Thank you. If the Bills win today's matchup, Allen will lead the team to its first Super Bowl appearance since 1994.
Well, pizza shops and bars, of course, have been busy prepping for a big day of business. The AFC Championship game is expected to keep delivery drivers hustling in bars at COVID capacity. Atia Collins shows us how they're preparing.
It's all hands-on for this game. Every employee we have is working. Delivery's looking very busy for this game. A lot of people are calling for the pre-orders. We're expecting a really busy day.
Business for the pizzeria will be coming from delivery and takeout orders. That means employees will be flipping dough and frying up wings for most of Sunday morning, and drivers will be busy making deliveries to Buffalo Bills watch parties. On the contrary, the owner of the Pittsford Pub and Grill is expecting to get most of their business from in-house, and the dining room is decked out in Bills gear to welcome customers within restrictions.
Here at the Pittsford Pub and Grill, they're still operating under strict COVID-19 guidelines, but they spaced out the tables, they put up these dividers at the bar, and they even have these free Buffalo Bills masks as they prepare for a full house tomorrow for the game.
We're expecting a good crowd. We've already got a lot of reservations. You know, one of the big questions people are asking us is, can you stay open if the game goes past 10 o'clock? And obviously we can at this point.
Even though the pub will be operating at 50% capacity, owners say the game will help recover some business that has been lost to the pandemic.
Anytime you get a Bills playoff game, you know you have a better day than if they're not playing, especially when they're winning like they have been. And being in the AFC Championship game, it should be a good business day.
And that was Atia Collins reporting. Thanks, Atia. Speaking of food, coming up next, you may be looking for a delicious way to start off game day. Alexa Ross has a touchdown for the taste buds when we come back.
You're watching News 8, the team you can trust. Mark Ruba, Leah Lando, and meteorologist Josh Nichols. You're watching News 8 at sunrise.
Hyundai Kona versus Subaru Crosstrek. Kona has better safety features, has a better warranty, and Kona costs $4,000 less. A Vision Kona beats the Subaru Crosstrek. That's an easy decision. Vision Hyundai!
The News 8 AFC Championship Special Edition is sponsored by Ruby Gordon Home.
Whether you choose the theater, the gallery, or the lab, choose design, science, technology, or all of the above. No matter which path you choose, GCC gives you the tools to start your next journey. Because when you choose GCC, your time is now.
It's Josh Allen against Patrick Mahomes, two of the best young quarterbacks in the NFL, go toe-to-toe.
And everything is on the line. A chance to go to the Super Bowl. We can't wait to talk
Today
about
at 11:30 on Channel 8 WROC, presented by ESL Federal Credit Union.
Looking for top-tier talent and more profits for your business? Get real in the greater Rochester, New York region. With a highly skilled workforce and commercial real estate rates 49% lower than the national average. Companies with 50 or more employees can make profits of $1 million a year more in Rochester than in other high-tech hubs like Boston, New York, DC, or San Francisco. Contact Greater Rochester Enterprise and get started today at rochesterbiz.com.
Where in the world will you find the best deal on furniture and mattresses? Right here in Rochester at Ruby Gordon. Start with our low sale prices, then take up to an additional $200 off and pay no interest for up to 36 months. Only at Ruby Gordon.
Well, that's not very nice. But thanks to Remote Smart Parking Assist, it's no problem for the new Hyundai Sonata. It can pull itself in and out of tight parking spots without you being in the car. The Hyundai Sonata, a 2020 IIHS top safety pick.
It's your last chance to lease a Sonata for $129 a month or an Elantra for only $119 a month. Offers end soon.
Are there local extremist groups on the FBI radar?
It's a threat that's been with us for a long time.
What News 8 discovers,
certainly it's more out in the open,
may alarm you tonight.
Compare the Hyundai Kona to the Subaru Crosstrek. Kona has twice the warranty, comes with 3 years free maintenance, has better consumer ratings, and on average, Kona costs less. A Vision Kona or Crosstrek. That's an easy decision. Vision Hyundai.
You're watching a News 8 AFC Championship Special Edition.
Well, we've certainly got you covered today. Welcome back, everyone, to our special Bills edition of News 8 at Sunrise. If you are looking for a delicious way to kick off game day, we may have exactly what you're looking for. Alexa Ross joining us live from Irondequoit. What do you have for us, Alexa?
Yeah, Leah, when you think about game day food, donuts are probably not top of mind, but the lines here at Ridge Donuts Cafe on the other side of the building say otherwise. Throughout the playoffs, it has been all about the Bills here, and they have been bringing game day goodness no matter what time kickoff is. Every week since the beginning of the playoffs, the team at Ridge Donut Cafe creates a new Bills-inspired donut for fans to take home. The smiles have been the most gratifying part of every weekend morning, but there was something extra special about nailing this weekend's vanilla tricolored donut.
What we did was blue, red, and white inside the donut that we swirled inside the donut, and then it has a vanilla frosting on top. We're trying to think of what can we introduce each time instead of having the same donut each week. So we have that donut, and those who like that one, but we also will introduce another one.
So we're not getting ahead of ourselves just yet, but this donut is actually in partnership with the Irondequoit Beer Company. This vanilla donut pairs perfectly with their passion fruit beers, which I'm going to tell you guys about a little later. But until then, live in Irondequoit, Alexa Ross, News 8.
A donut that pairs well with the beer. What else could you ask for in life? Alexa, thank you so much. We'll check back in with you a bit later in the broadcast.
From the weather team you can trust, here's meteorologist Josh Nichols.
Donuts and beer, I guess that sounds like an option on a Sunday morning. And as far as the game day weather is concerned, well, what I can tell you is that things are going to be a little on the cloudy side at Arrowhead Field. By the time we get towards the 6:30 hour, we've got a little drizzle to talk about and temperatures that are largely in the 30s. So definitely people are going to be bundling up. But those who are there from this neck of the woods, they can handle that kind of situation. Your top temp today here in Rochester on this Sunday at 25 degrees. It is going to be a mostly cloudy day here. Seeing a little bit of color in the sky this morning, but no snow to talk about. That is the good news. We certainly had our fair share just the last couple of days. 24.3 inches now for the season. We are still running quite the deficit. Last year, we already had 60 inches of snow. Typically, by this point in the game, we'd have about 50 inches. But there is more snow coming. So if you are a snow lover, a skier, a snowmobiler, you are certainly riding high here on this Sunday. Futurecast shows a mostly cloudy sky throughout the day today. Kind of quiet in the wake of the last couple of days. As we head into tomorrow, we're going to start out on the cold and dry side. Might even have a little bit of sun for your Monday morning. And then Monday afternoon, it will cloud up and low pressure will make its approach from the south and west. It will put us in a zone, I think, by Tuesday for some moderate snow. I think the possibility is there that we could see more than a half a foot of snow just south of the thruway. This would be between Tuesday morning and Tuesday night. So we will be following that for you for sure. Right now in Rochester, some breaks in the overcast. 14 cold degrees. The wind out of the north-northwest at 3 miles per hour. Again, we've got a quiet day today. The lake effect is definitely starting to diminish, at least the pattern is. As we look at radar, there are still a couple of leftover flurries here back to the west. But otherwise, it's a quiet Sunday. At least weather-wise, Futurecast shows temperatures into the mid-20s with a mostly cloudy sky. Let's check out that 8-day forecast. Shapes up this way, calling for a cold start for your Monday. 33 the high, so not too tough to take. Looks like a quiet start to the work week as well. Then we deal with that area-wide snow on Tuesday, followed by some flurries on Wednesday. And looks like we've got some cold weather to talk about as we go into the end of the week with highs by Friday, never getting much beyond 20 degrees. So a lot of shivering and maybe some shoveling, Mark.
All right, Josh, thank you. Coming up next on our special edition of News 8 at Sunrise, Bills fans can be found near and far, even all the way in Kansas City. How one fan is showing team pride far from Buffalo.
With exclusive buyer insights and our 100% money-back guarantee, we're confident we'll find buyers for your home. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
What's up with you, Mom? Out of nowhere, you quit your job last month and want to talk about it? It's complicated.
Whoever told you that life would be easy, I promise that person was lying to you.
This new side gig of yours is raising questions the CIA don't want asked.
I don't work for them anymore.
What are you? Some kind of ex-cop?
I'm the one you call when you can't call 911.
Watch The Equalizer, February 7th, after the Super Bowl on CBS.
Let's face it, no one really wants to be in physical therapy. You're here because you've lost function, you're in pain, and so we strive to go beyond your symptoms, ensuring that you have access to quality, individualized care.
Here at Genesee Valley Physical Therapy, we have great employees. When patients come in, they're greeted with a nice big smile. They're driven by seeing their patients have success. We're very proud of who we have working for us.
Proudly serving the Rochester community since 1987.
Genesee Valley Physical Therapy.
Hi, it's Rich Ide with Ide Honda, and we made it to 2021. And look, we know you've got enough on your mind without having to worry about the stress of car shopping. That's why we keep it easy. Whether you'd like to email us, call us, have a virtual appointment, or come visit us in person, we're here to meet your needs. And good news, right now Ide Honda is offering 0% APR financing on select Honda models to well-qualified buyers. So if you're in the market for a great deal on a Honda, make sure you come visit us at Ide Honda in Penfield.
Hello, my name is Dr. Michael Mendoza, Commissioner of Public Health for Monroe County. I want to invite all veterans to join me in getting the vaccine against COVID-19 when it is available to you. Researchers from all across the globe have been working around the clock for the last year to ensure that this vaccine is safe and effective. And for the vast majority of us who get this vaccine, we will experience little to no side effects. It's very important, though, that once you get your vaccine, to remember that it is not the time to stop wearing our mask and to stop taking all of the precautions that we've become accustomed to for the last several months. Once we can all get vaccinated, only then can our entire community return to that normal that we all wish that we can have today.
The Mark's Pizzeria Big Game Tailgate Sweepstakes. You could win a tailgate pack for your football fans, including 2 cheese pizzas, 3 2-liters, and 4 add-on combos. Enter now on RochesterFirst.com/contest and download the Mark's Pizzeria app to place your order.
We realize now more than ever is the perfect time to have the perfect house. We're confident we'll find your dream home. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
You're watching a News 8 AFC Championship Special Edition.
What an exciting day. We have you covered from every possible angle for today's game, and that includes the betting angle.
That's right. AJ Feldman here to help us potentially make some money on some of the prop bets for today's AFC Championship game.
For the game itself, I'm picking the Bills getting 3 points against the reigning Super Bowl champs. Josh Allen is 8-2-2 against the spread as a road underdog in his career. And the Bills are just playing better football right now. While the Chiefs have Patrick Mahomes, the Bills have the better roster, so I'll take them plus the points. There are a few things more certain in life these days than Stefon Diggs, so I'm taking the over on his 94.5 receiving yards. Even in a down week for the offense against the Ravens, he had 106 yards, over half of the team's receiving total. And in his last 5 full games, he is averaging over 130 yards. For the Chiefs, I'm picking Travis Kelce to find the end zone. Everything's trending up for the All-Pro tight end. He scored twice against the Bills in the regular season. He scored in each of his last 5 games, and he has 6 touchdowns in his last 5 playoff games. Big players step up in big games, and Kelce is no exception. And finally, I'm predicting the longest touchdown of the game to be less than 45 yards. While both teams know how to put up points, their first-team offenses have combined for just 5 such touchdowns this season. And don't fear another Taron Johnson pick-6 ruining this bet. These teams have combined to give up just 1 special teams or defensive touchdown all season long. And those are my Feldman's favorites.
And for a look at all of AJ's picks, including some for the NFC Championship game as well, head to our website, rochesterfirst.com. Well, Bills Mafia can be found near and far, and that includes even in Kansas City.
Yeah, some intense fans. It's in that area that two bar owners have set a friendly wager over today's matchup. Russell Colburn reports.
It's a tale of two taverns and a tale of two teams. When Al Burns opened this bar 11 years ago, he always knew it would come down to the Bills and the Chiefs. In fact, he painted that day one.
All right, we got that's a Jim Kelly autographed helmet.
Al Burns of Al's Bar and Grill in Parkville moved here 25 years ago.
Kansas City's my home now, but Buffalo will always be my heart.
And close to his heart will always be his Buffalo Bills.
That's a personalized autographed football from Thurman Thomas, Hall of Fame running back. Let's go Buffalo!
He's made a lot of friends, mostly Chiefs fans, over the years, including Troy Todd, owner of River Park Pub and Eatery just a few miles away. They disagree on their fanhood, and this week, AFC Championship week, even what they call their wings.
Here we got 10 hot Buffalo Wild Wings.
Kansas City wings. He has the Buffalo wings. Go ahead. We have the Kansas City wings.
And Bills Chiefs week, another friendly disagreement.
It's all friendly, but I still want to win.
In this Facebook post Sunday, River Park challenges Al's to a bet. Loser dresses in the other team's gear and works the Super Bowl. As you can see, Al's accepted.
He challenged me, and we'll never turn down a bet here at Al's Bar and Grill. And so now, game on.
What do you think about the bet?
I think it's pretty funny.
I think it's a great idea. I like to see two local bars competing and getting in on, Chiefs, Bills.
And they each already have an idea on what they'll make the other do while they kick back and watch their team in the Super Bowl.
We'll have them sweep the floors to take out the garbage.
I'm going to have a broom as well, but it's going to entail the Chiefs sweeping the Bills twice, or beating them twice this year.
I really want to see Troy work his off on Super Bowl Sunday.
It all comes down to Sunday. We'll see who's working and what they're wearing.
I'm waiting for Al to come and clean my floors. That's what's going to happen.
Oh, geez.
Okay, it's obviously Buffalo wings, right? No Kansas City wings. Russell Colburn reporting there. Coming up next, our own John Kutchko has been preparing for today's game in his own way. See what he captured with his camera coming up.
Hyundai Kona versus Subaru Crosstrek. Kona has better safety features, has a better warranty, and Kona costs $4,000 less. A Vision Kona beats the Subaru Crosstrek. That's an easy decision. Vision Hyundai!
Well, that's not very nice. But thanks to Remote Smart Parking Assist, it's no problem for the new Hyundai Sonata. It can pull itself in and out of tight parking spots without you being in the car. The Hyundai Sonata, a 2020 IIHS top safety pick.
It's your last chance to lease a Sonata for $129 a month or an Elantra for only $119 a month. Offers end soon.
Choose a school where the arts come alive, where science and technology thrive, to create something extraordinary. No matter which path you choose, GCC gives you the tools to start your next journey. Because when you choose GCC, your time is now.
Dad, we do this every day.
When I was your age, we didn't have the all-new 2021 Nissan Rogue with snow mode. You know what we had? The occasional Sunday drive, a gravel road here and there. You didn't get to experience the thrill of groundbreaking driving technology on a daily basis like you kids do.
The all-new, fiercely reimagined Nissan Rogue. Get a low $219 per month lease or get 0% financing for 36 months on the 2021 Nissan Rogue.
Where in the world will you find the best deal on furniture and mattresses? Right here in Rochester at Ruby Gordon. Start with our low sale prices. Then take up to an additional $200 off and pay no interest for up to 36 months. Only at Ruby Gordon.
The satisfaction of being comfortable in your home.
That's the Crossfield feeling. As Western New York's largest train dealer, you can depend on Crossfield to provide you with a leading-edge comfort system perfectly tailored to your needs. And when it comes to service, Crossfield's available 24/7 to maintain and repair all makes and models. Trusted for over 25 years. Call 872-4420 or crossfieldheating.com.
Loving that Crossfield feeling.
It's Josh Allen against Patrick Mahomes, two of the best young quarterbacks in the NFL, go toe-to-toe.
And everything is on the line. A chance to go to the Super Bowl. We can't wait to talk
Today
about it.
Today at 11:30 on Channel 8 WROC, presented by ESL Federal Credit Union.
Compare the Hyundai Kona to the Subaru Crosstrek. Kona has twice the warranty, comes with 3 years free maintenance, has better consumer ratings, and on average, Kona costs less. A Vision Kona or Crosstrek. That's an easy decision.
Vision Hyundai.
You're watching a News 8 AFC Championship Special Edition.
And good morning. Welcome back. From homes to barns to even ice sculptures, Bills fans showing off their team pride this week, all in a unique way, I guess. John Kutchko's been there to capture it all.
The fervor surrounding the Buffalo Bills is something I haven't seen in the region since those Super Bowl days from 30 years ago. I covered those Bills teams, and I'm seeing the same kind of passion now that I saw back then. And it's everywhere you go, from the guy in Bloomfield who painted his house in Bills colors, leaving no detail unturned, from the mailbox to the charging buffalo on the side of the house to the weather vane at the top of the roof. I love the barns of Western New York, all kinds, and I've seen some serious Bills loyalty, like this old dairy farm in Farmington where they painted the silo with the Bills emblem on it. It's an attention getter, and I take pictures of it every time I'm in that part of Ontario County. Or the barn north of Newark in Wayne County with that old red Bills helmet from those magical Kelly years and the simple message, you gotta believe. Bills fever is everywhere. And look at that, even the barn in Sodus with a driving snow, the old throwback Bills logo. But nothing I've seen is more impressive than what I saw in Allegheny County this week, south of Cuba, in West Clarksville, where a snow and ice sculpture created by the ultimate Josh Allen masterpiece, the Bills superstar quarterback, an 8-foot-tall snow sculpture made in 4 hours' time by the talented longtime Bills fan down there, Eric Jones.
We take forms and we build up forms and fill it with snow, pack it down, and then actually carve it out, kind of like the way you would with wood or ice. So we just pack it tight, let it settle, remove the forms, and then just start carving. I usually go from a photo or an idea, depending on what the theme is.
And Eric tells me, should the Bills win this game against the Chiefs, his next snow sculpture will leave the Josh Allen one in the dust. Yes, these are some fun times for Bills fans all over the region.
Can't wait. Very impressive. Thank you, John. Well, there's no denying that Bills fans are some of the best fans in the NFL. In fact, just this past week, you may have heard the Bills Mafia melted the hearts of NFL fans all across the country. Last Saturday, the team, of course, defeated the Baltimore Ravens. Their quarterback, Lamar Jackson, left the game in the second half per concussion protocol. After that happened, Bills fans began donating to Blessings in a Backpack. That's a charity that helps feed children in Kentucky that Jackson himself supports. The folks who run the charity woke up shocked on Monday to find thousands of dollars worth of donations pouring in from Buffalo. They say they're completely blown away.
I love to believe that you all have karma on your side, because it's amazing. And I didn't know how amazing the Bills fans were till this morning. And I was hearing all of the good deeds that, you did for Andy Dalton's charity and the Children's Hospital. I mean, it's just, what? Amazing people. The donations have blown us away.
The nonprofit's chief marketing officer told CBS News as of Tuesday they received over $400,000 in donations since that game. She adds the majority of those donations were from Bills fans. And Lamar Jackson responding himself on Twitter to the fans, saying in part, "It means a lot, not only to me, but those kids as well." A reminder that our Bills coverage today is just beginning. A special edition of Buffalo Kickoff Live starts at 11 o'clock. A countdown to kickoff is happening throughout the afternoon. And be sure to stick around after the game for post-game coverage.
And as if you need it, another reminder, News 8 is the only place you can see today's game on television. Kickoff is coming up this evening at 6:40. The winner, of course, will head to Tampa 2 weeks' time for Super Bowl 55. Still ahead this morning, it was the move that helped put the Bills over the top this season. We have the story of Buffalo's newest superstar, Stefon Diggs.
Coronavirus, facts first. What you need to know to keep you and your family safe.
The positivity rate is dropping here in Monroe County.
Stay with News 8 and RochesterFirst.com for daily updates.
A lot of work is being done at the state level, at the hub level, and here in Monroe County to set up as many vaccination opportunities as possible.
We did almost 900 vaccinations this weekend.
Leading the way in local coverage of COVID-19. News 8.
Looking for top-tier talent and more profits for your business? Get real in the greater Rochester, New York region. With a highly skilled workforce and commercial real estate rates 49% lower than the national average. Companies with 50 or more employees can make profits of $1 million a year more in Rochester than in other high-tech hubs like Boston, New York, D.C., or San Francisco. Contact Greater Rochester Enterprise and get started today at rochesterbiz.com.
Hi, I'm Laura Stradley, Executive Director at Veterans Outreach Center and a U.S. Army veteran. VOC joins with Dr. Michael Mendoza, Commissioner of Public Health for Monroe County, and Bruce Tucker, Director of the VA Finger Lakes Healthcare System, in urging all veterans to get their COVID-19 vaccination. Many veterans were exposed to toxins during military service, including Agent Orange, burn pits, contaminated drinking water, and more. Unfortunately, most of these toxins have led to health issues that make COVID a grave concern should a veteran test positive for it. If you served your country, this vaccine will reduce your risks of serious complications from COVID. And now that it's becoming available, we can hopefully all spend more time with family and friends doing the things we love again very soon.
Hi, it's Rich Ide with Ide Honda, and we made it to 2021. And look, we know you've got enough on your mind without having to worry about the stress of car shopping. That's why we keep it easy. Whether you'd like to email us, call us, have a virtual appointment, or come visit us in person, we're here to meet your needs. And good news, right now Ide Honda is offering 0% APR financing on select Honda models to well-qualified buyers. So if you're in the market for a great deal on a Honda, make sure you come visit us at Ide Honda in Penfield.
You're watching a News 8 AFC Championship Special Edition.
Hey, thanks for getting up with us. We are now just over 10 hours away from the playoff matchup that will decide whether the Bills will head to their first Super Bowl in over 25 years.
Yeah, we have the countdown for you right here. Sports Director Thad Brown has the very latest from Kansas City.
Although the big story most of the week has been about Pat Mahomes recovering from his concussion, the big story when it comes to the game on the field will probably Pat Mahomes recovering from his foot injury. This is a guy that scrambles quite a bit. He only has 100 less rushing yards than Josh Allen this year. Jerry Hughes talked about the fact that although the Bills are coming from a scrambling quarterback last week in Lamar Jackson, this type of scrambling with Mahomes is much different.
Even when he's scrambling, he's just extending plays. He's buying time for a receiver to get open. So as a defensive lineman, you got to keep that in mind, and you really got to be trying to figure out ways to get to him quicker and just get to him as fast as possible. And so just because, you know, by him scrambling, it's not like he's looking to run to, you know, gain 20 yards. Somebody back there behind us, he's got his eye on it. He's trying to, you know, figure out a way to make this a huge.
The good thing is we have played these guys once already, just like Baltimore. We know we played them last year, so we had that game film. You know, this year we played the Chiefs already, so we have that game film on what we need to improve on and what we did poorly. So, you know, we've been paying a lot of attention to it.
Mahomes only passed for 225 yards in the first meeting against the Bills. It was one of his lowest totals of the year. But that game was also his third highest rated game of the year. And actually, right this second, Patrick Mahomes is the highest rated NFL quarterback of all time. Of course, a big game by the Bills defense in the AFC Championship could easily change that. With the Bills report at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, I'm Thad Brown. Back to you.
All right, Thad, thank you so much. Well, before Diggs broke the Buffalo Bills franchise record for receiving yards in a single season, he was a high school football player looking to prove himself wherever he could. And
Stefon Diggs made an impact at every step. Reporter Alif Kareem has his story.
He was everything that all the other coaches had told us about. Like, oh yeah, he's really that good.
Looking back on his career at Good Counsel High in Olney, Maryland, good might be an understatement, but Coach Andrew Stefanelli had another word for Stefon Diggs as well.
That was evident, when he was a freshman on the varsity as a freshman, as a kick returner, bringing back kicks for touchdowns against, 18-year-olds, and he's, I don't know, probably 14 at the time, and it just didn't faze him. And we knew right away, well, this one's a little different.
Before making miracles happen in the NFL, Stefon was a 5-star recruit from Maryland and the #2 receiver in the country, setting himself apart from the rest of the pack at an early age.
He just had the it factor, a self-confidence, maybe a little bit of a chip, some would say. But he had something to prove.
That drive to prove himself led him to stay home and play for the Maryland Terrapins, where he earned all second-team All-ACC honors after his freshman year.
The biggest thing that stood out was just his competitive nature, the work ethic. He was always up for going out, running routes, just, talking ball.
Despite his need to dominate on the field, his quarterback, C.J. Brown, knows Stefon as a person better than most people do.
That's absolutely a loose guy to be around, right? He's a jokester. He's going to have fun. He's a locker room guy. Everyone's going to, have fun with him. But, there's a switch that you got to be able to turn on and be professional.
And that switch has allowed Stefon to overcome injuries while at Maryland, silence his doubters, judging a 5th-round pick, and help lead a city to their first playoff win in 25 years. A career and a legacy that serves as a model for future stars.
And we do talk to our players a lot about the legacy that the players ahead of them have, the foundation that was laid here by guys like Stefon, to let them know that the standard has been set and that there's a little pressure on them to try to carry that forward.
Well, still to come, game day wouldn't be complete for many without a beer, and the folks at Irondequoit Beer have you covered with some game day brews. Alexa Ross gives us a preview next.
Dad, we do this every day.
When I was your age, we didn't have the all-new 2021 Nissan Rogue with snow mode. You know what we had? The occasional Sunday drive, a gravel road here and there. We didn't get to experience the thrill of groundbreaking driving technology on a daily basis like you kids do.
The all-new, fiercely reimagined Nissan Rogue. Get a low $219 per month lease or get 0% financing for 36 months on the 2021 Nissan Rogue.
What's up with you, Mom? Out of nowhere, you quit your job last month and want to talk about it?
It's complicated.
Whoever told you that life would be easy, I promise that person was lying to you.
This new side gig of yours is raising questions the CIA don't want asked.
I don't work for them anymore.
What are you? Some kind of ex-cop?
I'm the one you call when you can't call 911.
Watch The Equalizer, February 7th, after the Super Bowl on CBS.
Where in the world will you find the best deal on furniture and mattresses? Right here in Rochester at Ruby Gordon. Start with our low sale prices. Then take up to an additional $200 off and pay no interest for up to 36 months. Only at Ruby Gordon.
George Washington Carver was born a slave who went on to become one of the most prominent scientists and inventors in American history. His study of the peanut and agriculture resulted in over 100 products, including dyes, plastic, and gasoline, as well as earning him recognition by President Roosevelt and the British Royal Society of Arts.
Honoring Black History, sponsored by D.M. Williams Funeral Home.
Let's face it, no one really wants to be in physical therapy. You're here because you've lost function, you're in pain, and so we strive to go beyond your symptoms, ensuring that you have access to quality, individualized care.
Here at Genesee Valley Physical Therapy, we have great employees. When patients come in, they're greeted with a nice big smile. They're driven by seeing their patients have success. We're very proud of who we have working for us.
Proudly serving the Rochester community since 1987.
Genesee Valley Physical Therapy.
When the doctor told us about my mom's cancer, it made me feel so helpless. Until I called the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. I spoke to Grace from LLS, who answered all of my questions about the disease, treatment options, and cancer-related expenses. Her support and compassion, it made us feel whole again. Today, I'm calling Grace to let her know my mom is beating cancer.
Well, that's not very nice. But thanks to Remote Smart Parking Assist, it's no problem for the new Hyundai Sonata. It can pull itself in and out of tight parking spots without you being in the car. The Hyundai Sonata, a 2020 IIHS top safety pick.
It's your last chance to lease a Sonata for $129 a month or an Elantra for only $119 a month. Offers end soon.
From the weather team you can trust, here's meteorologist Josh Nichols.
Getting ready for the big game and getting ready for some fairly quiet weather at Arrowhead Stadium. Talking about temperatures there. By game time into the 30s, a little bit of drizzle, a lot of clouds, but it looks like for all those Bills fans that are out there, the weather is going to be, well, standard fare, I guess you could say. Low temperatures here this morning in Rochester down to 14. Syracuse down to 4 with some clearing. The blanket of clouds actually insulating us a little bit, so not looking at those single-digit lows here, but certainly a cold day shaping up. Nice day to be in front of the TV set here on this Sunday. Your top temp at 25 with a mostly cloudy sky. At least all the snow is pretty much gone. It's nothing more than a stray flurry at this point well west. Snowfall stats, Rochester so far for the season, a paltry 24.3 inches of snow. Typically by this point in the game we would have about 50 inches. Last season we had 60 inches of snow. The lake effect pattern again winding down, and low pressure is off to our west, and we have an area of high pressure overhead, and that's going to set the stage for a quiet day, a quiet night tonight, and then that high leaves and clouds start to increase from the west. We are going to find a storm system making its way towards us Monday night and Tuesday. This area of low pressure carves a path to our south, brings about an area-wide snowfall for Rochester and the Finger Lakes in particular. In fact, I think the stage is set maybe for somewhere in the order of 3, 4, 5 inches of snow. So it is going to be a shovelable kind of snow that we work with on Tuesday. Again, in the meantime, in your 8-day forecast, we're looking at some breaks of sun for the day today. Your top temp in the mid-20s. After that system moves on by, colder weather follows going into next week. In fact, as we head towards the end of the week, might not ever get beyond 20 by Friday. Leah?
Yikes, that does look cold. All right, thank you so much. Well, a good brew makes game day even better, right? One local brewing company is putting a special Bills touch on the menu. Alexa Ross joining us live this morning from Irondequoit with more on this. Good morning, Alexa.
Good morning, Leah. You know, here at Irondequoit Beer Company, Nate Kester and his crew have put together not one, not two, but 3 beers over the course of the playoffs because of the Bills' historic run. 2 of those debuted this weekend. It all started with Believe. That was a dark beer special for the playoffs. It was originally a thought that they would last until the Bills hopefully reached the Super Bowl. It was sold out after 1 weekend, so it was back to the drawing board for Kester. Then the Crushin' on Josh and Can You Digs It were born, brewed special for the AFC Championship game.
What we did was blue, red, and white inside the donut that was swirled inside the donut, and then it has a vanilla frosting on top. We're trying to think of what can we introduce each time instead of having the same donut each week. So we have that donut, and those who like that one, but we also will introduce another one.
So Kester told me yesterday that this passion fruit-based beer, this is the Crushin' on Josh. It's a New England IPA with passion fruit. It's for the passionate Bills fan base, and I know what you're thinking. Passion fruit beer in January? Don't you worry. There's nothing weird about this. This is a game day beer. It pairs perfectly with a vanilla donut. So if you're interested, come out to Irondequoit Beer Company, pick up a crowler, get yourself one of those passion fruit-based beers, either a New England IPA or a lager, and you can come out here anytime. Reporting from Irondequoit, Alexa Ross, News 8.
All right, Alexa, tough assignment there. Thank you so much. When we return, Bills' roots run deep. A look at how the Bills Mafia grew over several generations.
The News 8 AFC Championship Special Edition is sponsored by Ruby Gordon Home.
Are there local extremist groups on the FBI radar?
It's a threat that's been with us for a long time.
What News 8 discovers,
certainly it's more out in the open,
may alarm you tonight.
Whether you choose the theater, the gallery, or the lab, choose design, science, technology, or all of the above. No matter which path you choose, GCC gives you the tools to start your next journey. Because when you choose GCC, your time is now.
Looking for top-tier talent and more profits for your business? Get real in the greater Rochester, New York region. With a highly skilled workforce and commercial real estate rates 49% lower than the national average. Companies with 50 or more employees can make profits of $1 million a year more in Rochester than in other high-tech hubs like Boston, New York, DC, or San Francisco. Contact Greater Rochester Enterprise and get started today at rochesterbiz.com.
Hi, I'm Nick Stefanovich, Director of the Monroe County Veterans Service Agency. Many veterans in Monroe County know me to have served in the United States Marine Corps. And like all of my fellow veterans, I'm very proud of my service. As a Marine infantryman, I know the experience and the challenges of serving in the military. It is my mission here in Monroe County to safeguard the health and wellness of local veterans through gaining access to benefits at VA. Part of that includes encouraging all veterans to receive their COVID-19 vaccination. We all miss the pre-pandemic America. We miss our relatives, thriving business, and all of the things that we enjoy doing, but have had to avoid. This is our best shot at getting back to normal.
The satisfaction of being comfortable in your home. That's the Crossfield feeling. As Western New York's largest train dealer, you can depend on Crossfield to provide you with a leading-edge comfort system perfectly tailored to your needs. And when it comes to service, Crossfield's available 24/7 to maintain and repair all makes and models. Trusted for over 25 years. Call 872-4420 or crossfieldheating.com.
Loving that Crossfield feeling.
It's Josh Allen against Patrick Mahomes, two of the best young quarterbacks in the NFL, go toe-to-toe.
And everything is on the line. A chance to go to the Super Bowl. We can't wait to talk
Today
about it.
Today at 11:30 on Channel 8 WROC, presented by ESL Federal Credit Union. You're watching a News 8 AFC Championship Special Edition.
And we are back now for fans who remember the heartbreak of the 90s Bills Super Bowl runs. This season has been a welcome return to greatness.
Yeah, but for the younger generation of Bills fans, this is the first time that they've seen the team doing so well. Kayla Green talked with fans in both groups about what this moment means for them.
Yeah, I think it's more exciting now than it was then.
Ron Maggio has been a Bills season ticket holder since 1972.
The good years were great. I was at all 4 Super Bowls.
A couple of years before Maggio attended that first Super Bowl, Skip Konecki was born.
As Bills fans growing up, we always had a saying, there's always next year. There wasn't much hope for a Bills fan for, 20 years.
After years of waiting, that hope is back. Maggio experiencing it all over again, and Konecki for the first time.
People are actually excited about the Bills, and I feel like it's bringing the people together.
There's an excitement over our fandom that I've never seen or don't remember seeing this much just eagerness and excitement for every Sunday game.
Bills Mafia runs deep and spans generations, but they all have one thing in common.
For 25 years, we've ridden this wave of ups and downs and hopes and letdowns, but we're just cherishing this moment. As Bills fans, there's no other fan base that deserves a Super Bowl win other than the Buffalo Bills.
I hope and pray that I do get to see them win one. Because I've been to the 4 other ones, and I want to see them win. I want to see this ring in Buffalo.
Bills fans can finally say once again, this is our year. In Rochester, Kayla Green, News 8.
Good stuff there, Kayla. Thank you. The Bills' playoff run is bringing lots of joy to Western New Yorkers, especially those in need of a little hope.
Gabrielle Mediak showing us how the team is inspiring a special group of children.
Let's go, Buffalo! Go, Bills, go, Bills! Go, Bills, I love you!
As you just heard, Make-A-Wish Western New York has quite a few Bills fans. Several sent in videos cheering on the team. One of them is 5-year-old Heath Pittman.
Let's go, Josh Allen! Buffalo!
He was diagnosed with stage 3 rhabdomyosarcoma last February.
As I was trying to walk up the stairs, and I tripped.
That's actually how we found out he had cancer. He was walking up the stairs and he tripped and fell, bumped his leg, and then the bump kept growing.
He's gone through several surgeries and intensive chemotherapy.
I'm tough like Josh Allen.
Heath and his parents are longtime Bills fans.
He was actually going to Bills games since he was in my belly.
They say watching this season has been a welcome distraction and helped them get through a difficult time.
He's just happier, and even on the days like he's been down from the chemo, it's just watching the Bills win and has just really brightened up his day.
And Make-A-Wish Western New York plans to keep encouraging its Wish kids to send in their videos.
Being able to have these different experiences, like cheering on the Bills, really is huge for the kids, and it can be a game changer.
Josh Allen's number 1.
Josh Allen's number 1. Go Bills.
And that was Gabrielle Mediak reporting, rooting for those Bills fans as well. Hey, some final thoughts coming up as our sports team weighs in before the big game.
When you're as dedicated to your clients as William Mattar.
Out there, huh? Of course, not as hot as the negotiations on the O'Brien case last week.
Your mind isn't on anything else.
Yeah.
Wow, that is a big stake, William.
Reminds me of the huge settlement we got for the Kramers.
Mom, this movie's suspenseful, isn't it?
It reminds me of that case you won last week.
But that's because he's always trying to win your case.
Hi, we're
Rochester Colonial.
Ah, that jingle never gets old. And neither does saving money. Our midwinter sale is on. Save up to... Whoa, that's a bundle on the area's best selection of windows and doors. How good would these look in your home? Installed by our in-house team, never subcontractors, who ensure you get the perfect fit. There's only one way to find out. Visit
Your window and door experts.
Did you know that 178 million Americans are missing at least one tooth? It's true.
That's why at Affordable Dentures and Implants, we only focus on tooth replacement solutions.
Whether it's a single tooth, full dentures, or dental implants, we have an experienced dentist who can create a new smile just for you.
At a price that's affordable.
Because at Affordable Dentures and Implants, we want you to go ahead and smile.
Let's face it, no one really wants to be in physical therapy. You're here because you've lost function, you're in pain, and so we strive to go beyond your symptoms, ensuring that you have access to quality, individualized care.
Here at Genesee Valley Physical Therapy, we have great employees. When patients come in, they're greeted with a nice big smile. They're driven by seeing their patients have success. We're very proud of who we have working for us.
Proudly serving the Rochester community since 1987.
Genesee Valley Physical Therapy.
When you buy or lease a new Mazda in Rochester, you won't get a better buying experience anywhere than at Mazda of West Range. Helping you find the Mazda you want at the payment you want is why we've been the highest volume Mazda dealer 4 years in a row. And world-class customer service is why Mazda chose us as upstate New York's only Mazda President's Club dealer. Get the service you deserve. Come try something better. Premium brand, premium experience. Move up to Mazda at Mazda of West Range.
You're watching a News 8 AFC Championship Special Edition.
All right, welcome back. The stakes, of course, are very high for today's AFC Championship game, and many questions yet to be answered.
Alexa Ross joining us live one last time. Alexa, any final thoughts on the game tonight?
You know, there's a lot that you can say about this one, but no matter what it comes down to, this game is going to be a lot more fun than the last time that the Bills and the Chiefs met each other. They're a lot of healthy pieces. Everyone is playing. It's going to be a lot of fun. Obviously, the stakes are higher, but these two teams, the Chiefs have always been the Chiefs, but this Bills team is completely different. They are a new defense. They have an identity. Finally, the Bills offense has clicked on every cylinder, and special teams has proven that they are a vital part of this team. So I think no matter where you're watching, whether you're at a brewery like this or you're at home, you are going to be in for a treat. I'll send it back to you guys. We'll have plenty more coverage coming up later today.
All right, you're in a good place to watch. Thanks so much, Alexa.
All right, now let's head out to Sports Director Thad Brown in Kansas City one last time for his thoughts at Arrowhead Stadium.
As we told you earlier in the show, the Bills have done a good job this week of not letting the hype for this game get out of hand. They're treating it like just another football game. But of course, it's not just another football game. Harrison Phillips even admitted that 7-year-old Harrison Phillips would have called this a dream come true. These guys are just like you and me. They're excited about the idea of winning this game, and no one summed up that better than Jerry Hughes.
You want to feel that confetti fall from the sky. You know, you want to be able to host that trophy up. You want to be able to bring a banner into your office, into your building, and say, I was a part of that team. So I think guys are thinking like that. That's why our play level has picked up in the playoffs. I think that's why, you know, the attention to detail around the building, you know, is at an all-time high because we understand what's at stake. And to be 2 games away, man, it's almost like a dream come true.
Hughes also talked quite a bit about understanding how special a team the prior Bills Super Bowl teams were and how hard it was for them and how much work it took to reach 4 consecutive championships. Well, those former stars, the Jim Kellys, the Thurman Thomases, they are in constant contact with this new group of Bills stars and have been certainly cheering them on all season long. Deion Dawkins said he got a text message from Thurman Thomas after the win over the Ravens. Deion said, quote, "These guys are connected with us and they have their eagle eyes on us." Whether it's the Hall of Famer who used to play for the Bills or the brand new fan who just jumped on the bandwagon, all of Bills Mafia wants the same thing on this Sunday. They want to see the Bills win 1 game, a win that I don't think anyone thought or imagined this team could get for the last couple decades. With the Bills Report at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, I'm Thad Brown. Back to you.
All right, Thad, thank you so much. Our Bills coverage is just beginning. A special edition of Buffalo Kickoff Live starts at 11 o'clock. A countdown to kickoff is happening throughout the afternoon. And be sure to stick around after the game for post-game coverage.
And one final reminder from this crew, News 8 is the only place you can see today's playoff game. Kickoff is set for 6:40 this evening. Of course, the winner will head to Tampa for Super Bowl 55. That's it for us. Thank you for joining us for this News 8 Sunday morning special edition.
All right. Of course, we're going to say one last time, Go Bills. We'll be watching.